Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business here with a couple of oracle cards just to test the energy out for the beautiful Capricorn collective in mid-December. I really hope you're all doing well. But my God, Spirit Team, talk to me about my friends. What do we got? And yeah, we'll just look at these cards super quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a bonus spread with the Shadowland Tarot just to see what type of shadow work you might want to lean into in this time. So there's much for you to think about and consider. Let's just get this going though. What do we have here for my friends, please? And yeah, we're just moving along and we're getting very close to Capricorn season as we have this beautiful spirituality, spiritual protection. Love this card. It's one of my favorites in the deck. And we have some complexity showing up as well. Very interesting. Now, before we start dissecting this Capricorn, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end. So you might want to check that out. Also, for everybody else, I started a brand new Twitter account, pardon me. So if you'd like to tweet nice things at me, it's at kyleofcupsoracle. You already know what to do. But into the reading we go now. You see this lovely lady here dressed in red. She's snuggling up next to that white bird. To me, this is all about spirituality, whether it's a close connection to spirit. Spirit might be wanting you to build some sort of bridge, whether it's with guides, ancestors, things like that. But the love, the care, the tenderness of this card makes me think of spiritual protection. Even if you don't see it, even if you don't feel it, this could be your ancestors and spirit team around you, giving you those cuddles, those snuggles, helping you through this journey of life. So I like this. I want to see if there's a spiritual undertone in the main spread itself. But as we move forward to the next card, this one's a little more complex. You see that mask there? The woman's looking in the mirror. There's multiple mirrors. There's multiple reflections. On the desk, there's various items and Russian dolls. So this makes me think of two things. You might be dealing with some complex situations, or there could be a lot of different energies affecting you, like that roller coaster type of feeling of life where you're up, down, sideways, all around. So beware in this time. Things might be a little more sporadic than you'd like them to be. Or you could just be dealing with complex situations with this. But we're going to get into tarot now. That doesn't make or break the reading, my friends, but let's see what we got. We're going to get you 3 in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. And I always love to see how everything builds off each other. But yeah, sometimes those oracle cards fit in perfectly with the reading itself. So let's shuffle it up one time here for Capricorn, please. What we got for my friends. Okay, so last week's reading was titled An Urgent Talk, the importance of communication, getting your point across. The urgency was the big underlying feeling. So hopefully none of you were feeling a little more anxious than usual, but there was that big urgent drive type of feeling. So we'll see what we have this week. You know, energies are always shifting and changing. Like I already said with those oracles, things might be up and down, but we'll see what's up. Okay, yeah, 4 of Cups here, starting us off. Big card of the mind. Even though it is cups and that could represent emotions, we'll get into all that. Let's get 2 more. And these could be people and how they're feeling towards you as well. We have the Lovers here right in the center. Okay. Not feeling bad to me. Feeling very emotional. Maybe a little more emotional than usual thus far. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got the Knight of Swords, the good old Thunder Pony right there on the back end. So we have an interesting elemental mix of air and water here. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes of these cards. Then we'll get into the juicier intuitive messages. Position number 1 to 4 of Cups. The daydreaming might be a little more ramped up than usual. There's a lot of different themes that go along with this card, whether it's reaching out and recognizing the opportunities that you do have. But to me, this is all about a very active mind. So you thinking about something or someone, reflecting quite a bit. Maybe someone even thinking about you, depending on what clarifies it. But it's that big mental action, not a lot of physical action with this card. So you might be daydreaming a little more than usual. You might have a lot on the mind. We'll see what that's about when we go further. But right here in the center, we have the Lovers. This can be a complex card. Now, I don't just read these cards for love. Of course, they could be about romance, but I kind of like a general approach to life. It could mean various things. The Lovers could be a Gemini in your life, a prominent one showing up here in the energy. If not, it's a big focus on your interpersonal relationships. Yes, it's a huge card of romance for some, but this could just be those close connections we have. If it's not that, soulmates, twin flames, things of that sort. The Lovers is a silky, smooth, easy flowing energy. So this is very positive to me. But of course, we have to clarify and see what it's about. Moving to the back end of this spread, though, and I don't want to put too much stock into the Lovers until we get a clarification. But right here on the back, we have the Knight of Swords. You could be tied to an air sign, especially if there's a Gemini, like right next to the Lovers. But you know what air signs are: Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And this is a heavy, heavy action card. It's a movement-based card. So on the extreme ends of this spread, we have a card that's a little sedentary, but on the back end, this is big, fast movement. I don't want to use the word shocking just yet, depending on the clarifiers, but it's that forward momentum, that forward action, that determination. Sometimes it could be about distance. The positives of this card is change and action. The negatives of this card could be possible conflict sometimes. Somebody that's too focused in on something, like tunnel vision and just shooting towards a goal, and just like a lot of collateral damage. But we're not going to go there just yet. I want to dive deeper on all this, so we're going to jump in and clarify. So let's put our Thunder Pony down right there. Let's shuffle it up. Yeah, something could be coming in fast when we have that Knight of Swords for sure. Yeah, let's shuffle it up here. What do we got for Capricorn? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research, rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what's up with this Four of Cups. And as always, if you read tarot yourself, that's why this box is here. You can just play along. If you're feeling any messages, you could share it with your collective down below. I don't mind whatsoever. So let's see what's up here. Why is this Four of Cups here? What is on somebody's mind? What's this Four of Cups about? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so remember when I was referencing possible shocking type of things? We have the Tower clarifying the Four of Cups. Absolutely opposite energies here. Just like what I said with this Knight of Swords, that we have this extreme thing going on, and we were even speaking about it all the way back at the Oracle cards, that we have stop, go, up, down, sideways, all around. There's that big exchange of things changing, okay? Now the Tower, I don't feel like all towers can be bad. Some of you, sure, you could be in your mind a little bit about tower moments, big shakeups, shocking situations, things that caught you by surprise. But for some of you, this could be a big sudden realization about something, where something just becomes clear to you, especially when we have a card of the mind. So we're going to stick with those adjectives: surprising, shocking, things of that sort. I really want to get over to that Knight of Swords, but you could be having some big realizations in this time, especially if there's something you're thinking over and over, brewing on something. Just try not to look back on too much trauma. That's the one thing I'll say here. It's kind of like a little advice, but we're going to go in on these Lovers. I feel like there's much more to be had as we move through this reading. Okay. So yeah, maybe some of you have experienced a Tower moment or two in recent history, and that's okay. Okay, life does throw us curveballs and shocks and surprises from time to time. Let's see what's up with these Lovers. Okay. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. In reverse, though. Okay, so yeah, there could be a little focus on money here, like those that you work with, partnerships, teams. But I feel that for a big portion of you, like you may feel like you're putting more effort in than somebody else. Okay, now, obviously, I don't always mean that in regards to love. It could be matters of the household. It could be matters of work. But this is absolutely the feeling of somebody saying like, all right, well, I'm putting in a whole bunch of effort here. I'm putting a lot of energy in here. This other individual might not be. Okay, that's just the big vibe I'm feeling. So that might be something you feel in the coming days and weeks. Because this is usually a big card of diligence, working hard towards something or with something. Showing up in the reverse under the Lovers, if it's not like romantic issues here, there might be someone around you that you're feeling like they're not pulling their weight. That's what I'll just say. So beware of that in the coming days and weeks. All right, we're going to move in on this Knight of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow work. So yeah, I feel like we could absolutely have a lot of different things going on here, Capricorn. So why is the Knight of Swords here? Is it linked up to this Tower in some way? I mean, they're on a diagonal pattern from each other. Let's see what's up. Why is that Knight of Swords here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we got the Ten of Cups in reverse. You're going to want to be very cautious. I feel like that's a warning specifically with matters of the home and family and any close connection, really. The Ten of Cups could be somebody It's usually a very happy, emotionally fulfilling type of card, but when I see it in reverse, if it's not issues in the family unit, this is somebody who could be pretty dissatisfied with something. So like you might have a bad taste in your mouth in regards to something. This could be feelings of anger, disgruntledness. We do have this tower, like somebody thinking something. I'm getting that big vibe of somebody just thinking about something, and it brewing, getting you all amped up. If that's not you, that could be another individual that's just thinking about something so much that they're just like mad. You know, that's the simplest way I could put it. And of course, I'm casting a general net here. For some of you, this could just be air signs you're having an issue with, you're disagreeing with. But yeah, I feel a sense of dissatisfaction and anger underlying here. Okay? And I don't feel like this is anything super treacherous. You know, I'm not a doom and gloom type of reader, but there are some things that you want to watch out for. There are cautions in this and possible warnings, especially with the Knight of Swords and Tower aspecting each other. But let's do a quick recap here if you kindly look down in the box. Position number 1, we got the Four of Cups with the Tower in the upright. Might be reflecting about a Tower moment that's already happened. If that's not it, if you're not dwelling on that or an individual is not dwelling on that, this could be a sudden realization in the mind, like something that finally just clicks and snaps, especially if you're trying to plan about something or strategize. Moving to the center, we have the Lovers with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, whatever situations you might be going through, this feels a little lopsided to me that someone might feel like they're putting in more effort than another individual. Okay, so you're just going to have to tie that to your story. That's just a big vibe it's making me feel. But on the back end here with the Knight of Swords and Ten of Cups in reverse, I believe that's a caution. That's a possible warning that somebody might be pretty dissatisfied, okay? Beware of family dramas, family beefs in this time. 'Tis the season, right? A lot of people are doing get-togethers and stuff like that. But I feel like somebody is just dissatisfied and they might be expressing that. So there are some little warnings here in this spread. And of course, there could be other messages too. So please take a screenshot if you'd like and do further research. We're going to get into the shadow land now, do a little bit of shadow work. Maybe we'll get a little more detail about what's going on here. But let's shuffle it up one time for Capricorn. What type of shadows do they need to look at in this time? Please. Okay, and we're just going to pull 3 cards here, and as I say every time before we start pulling shadow work, this deck is illustrated in a darker way to force us to look at the dark underbelly of each card, and that's fine. Tarot is an amazing tool for doing shadow work, confronting things and looking at them straight on. So that's what we're going to do. As always, I'm not going to be doom and gloom, but I will be speaking about the unsavory aspects of whatever cards pop out. Only take it if it hits, of course. But what do we got here for Capricorn, please? What shadow work does Capricorn need to look at? Okay, we got 2 cards here. 2 major arcana. So this is pretty strong to start off. We have the Strength card here popping out first. We have the Karmic Justice card showing up in the second position. Let's get one more, because as many of you familiar with tarot do know that major arcana are pretty damn big archetypes and possible changes. 2 of Swords right there on the back end. So once again, we're going to be looking at the darker aspects of these cards. Now, for some of you, with the Strength card showing up here within the shadows, some of you may have had bad dealings with a Leo that may have left a mark, may have left a scar on you. But we think of determination when we see strength. This isn't physical strength. This isn't physical brawn. It's usually somebody that like conquers demons with love as opposed to brute force. So if there's something you've been trying to force, this is the shadows really warning about that. Like, try your best not to force something. Like, if something's not going accordingly, if it's not flowing properly, don't try to force it in, okay? Whatever it might be. Now, another thing about the Strength card, it could be somebody that gives up on things too easily. I know that's not a big Capricorn energy. You guys are very diligent with whatever you commit yourself to. But just don't over-commit to anything. Don't force something that's impossible, okay? Now, moving to the center, we have the Justice card. And when I look at the darker side of this, yeah, that with the 2 of Swords, it could be about decision-making. Maybe there's something you're a little indecisive about in this time. But the big karmic vibes, if it's also not a Libra that may have left a scar in your life, this card to me, you may feel like something isn't fair, or something may have happened in the past that isn't fair and you're still clinging on to that. I mean, it could be little feelings of bitterness as well. Now, I'm not calling you out. Of course, this could be someone else in your circle, but this is dissatisfaction kind of like we saw in the reading itself, that something just wasn't fair, whether something may have happened that wasn't fair, you didn't get a fair shake. So try not to cling on to feelings like that in this time. Now, moving to the back end with the Two of Swords. It is a big card of mystery to me. And the darker side of this card is the indecision, not knowing what's coming down the pipeline. And for a lot of you, you might really crave knowing what's about to happen. Obviously, that's a big reason people watch tarot, right? They want to try to get a little glimpse of what's coming on down the road. This card says that you may have a big problem with mystery. You may have a big problem with not knowing every single fact about things, okay? And I feel like they all link in. And of course, everybody wants all the facts in whatever situation they're dealing with. But the mind, this is like a mental cloudiness as well. So with all the activity we have going on in the mind, beware of that in this time. Try not to overthink things, all right? So Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. For the December subscriber surprise, I'm switching it up a little bit. It's going to be winner's choice. So I will be picking 3 lucky subscribers to have their choice of either a copy of the Tarot of Dreams or a free personal reading with myself. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are at this point. And second, let me know down in the comments, when you're watching or doing a reading, what card makes you happy when you see it come out. Could be any card. And at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love to you, and I'll see you next time.